Today, the students of grade 7 are learning about one-variable linear equations and one-variable linear inequalities. The teacher will explain how mathematics can help solve everyday problems.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Good morning, Miss. We are fine. Thank you.
Great. Today we are going to learn about linear equations in one variable and linear inequalities in one variable. Have you ever shared money with friends or compared prices while shopping?
Sure, Miss.
I often compare prices when buying snacks.
Excellent. Mathematics helps us solve those situations. Let's begin.
The teacher starts by explaining the meaning of a one-variable linear equation.
So, a linear equation in one variable is a mathematical expression that uses an equal sign and has only one variable.
What is a variable, Miss?
A variable is a symbol, usually a letter, that represents an unknown number.
In this equation, x is the variable. Our job is to find the value of x.
How do we solve it, Miss?
Okay, so we have to keep the equation balanced. If we add or subtract something from one side, we have to do the same on the other side.
The teacher explains the steps of solving a one-variable linear equation carefully.
Let's solve this equation step by step. To find the value of x, we need to remove positive 4 from the left side. We do that by subtracting 4 from both sides of the equation, because an equation must stay balanced. So x plus 4 minus 4 equals 10 minus 4, and the result is x equals 6. Therefore, the value of x is 6.
Excuse me, Miss. Why do we subtract 4 on both sides?
Because the equation must remain balanced. Think of it like a scale. Both sides must remain equal and balanced. Now let's solve another example. Look carefully at this equation. 2x equals 14. Our goal is to find the value of x. Right now, x is multiplied by 2. To make x stand alone, we use the opposite operation of multiplication, which is division. So, 2x divided by 2 equals 14 divided by 2. We divide both sides by 2 because both sides of the equation must stay balanced. Then, x equals 7. Now the variable is isolated, and we find that the value of x is 7. So, Miss, we divide both sides by 2? Correct, Jenny. We use the opposite operation to isolate the variable. There are some important steps in solving a linear equation in one variable. 1, identify the variable. 2, move constants using opposite operations. 3, perform the same operation on both sides. 4, simplify until the variable stands alone. And last, check the answer.
How do we check the answer, Miss?
We substitute the value back into the equation. Okay, let me explain in more detail. So, to check the answer, we substitute the value of x back into the equation. If x is equal to 6, then we replace x with 6. So 6 plus 4 equals 10. The left and right sides are both 10, which means the equation is correct. Therefore, the answer is correct.
In this scene, students learn how one-variable linear equations can be used in real-life situations. They discover that mathematics helps us solve daily problems step by step.
Now, let's try a real-life problem using a one-variable linear equation. Jisoo has some candies. After receiving 5 more candies from her friend, she now has 17 candies in total. How many candies did she have at the beginning?
So, we don't know the initial number of candies, right, Miss?
Correct. That unknown value will be our variable. Let's use x to represent it.
So x is the number of candies before she got 5 more?
Exactly, Alex. Now we solve it step by step. So to isolate x, we subtract 5 from both sides.
So, Jisoo originally had 12 candies before she received 5 more candies from her friend? Yes, that is correct, Jenny. Jisoo had 12 candies at first. After adding 5 more candies, the total becomes 17 candies.
After understanding equations, the class continues with inequalities.
Now, we will learn about one variable linear inequalities.
What is the difference between an equation and an inequality?
An equation uses an equal sign, equals, while an inequality uses symbols such as greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. This means that the value of x plus 3 is greater than 7. So x must be a number that makes the left side larger than 7.
The teacher explains how to solve inequalities step by step. The students listen carefully because inequalities are slightly different from equations.
How do we solve it?
We can solve inequalities almost the same way as equations. We isolate the variable using opposite operations. By subtracting 3 from both sides, we get x plus 3 minus 3 greater than 7 minus 3. So x greater than 4. This means that x can be any number greater than 4. So the answers are 5, 6, 7, and many more, Mrs.?
Yes, unlike equations, inequalities can have many possible answers.
On a number line, we use an open circle on 4 because 4 is not included.
And the arrow goes to the right because the numbers are greater?
Correct, Alex. Now, let's solve another inequality. We divide both sides by 2 because the coefficient of x is 2. After dividing, the variable stands alone.
The solution, x is less than or equal to 6, means the value of x can be 6 or any number smaller than 6.
So x can be 6 or any number smaller than 6?
Exactly, Alex. Because the symbol is less than or equal to, the number 6 is included.
The teacher gives the students a real-life problem to solve in groups. The students must discuss, write the inequality, and present their answers in front of the class.
Now, it is your turn to solve a problem from daily life. A school hall can only hold a maximum of 200 people during an event. There are already 125 people inside the hall. How many more people can still enter the hall? We have to use inequality because there is a maximum limit. Is that true, miss?
Excellent observation. Please discuss this problem with the groups I divided into last week and write a mathematical model.
The students begin discussing with their groups.
We can use x for the additional people.
I think the inequality is x plus 125 is less than or equal to 200, and then subtract 125 from both sides. Then it becomes x plus 125 minus 125 is less than or equal to 200 minus 125. X is less than or equal to 75. So, at most, 75 more people can enter the hall.
After the discussion, the teacher asks one group to present their answer.
Okay, let's get started. I will choose one group to represent the other. Group 2, please present your solution.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jenny, the representative from Group 2.
We made the inequality x plus 125 less than or equal to 200 because the number of people cannot be more than 200. After solving the inequality, we found x less than or equal to 75. This means only 75 more people or fewer can enter the hall. Excellent presentation. Your explanation is clear and correct. Please sit back down, Jenny. Thank you, miss. To solve an inequality, first identify the variable. Then use opposite operations to isolate it while performing the same operation on both sides. Remember to change the inequality sign if you multiply or divide by a negative number. And finally, interpret the solution carefully.
The teacher gives the students a real-life problem. The students must work together to find the solution using equations and inequalities.
Now, I want you to solve a real problem using mathematics. Imagine your class wants to join a school trip. The bus ticket costs $15 for each student. Your group has already collected $45. The class needs at least $120 to join the trip.
So we need to know how much more money we must collect?
Exactly. Work with your group and make a mathematical inequality. We can use X for the additional money.
I think the inequality is x plus 45 greater than or equal to 120.
First, we subtract 45 from both sides. X plus 45 minus 45 greater than or equal to 120 minus 45. So X greater than or equal to 75. This means the class needs at least $75 more. Excellent! This is how inequalities help solve real-life problems.
Excuse me, Miss. Permission to add an answer. So it's like this, and if the class collects exactly $120, they can still go on the trip. And collecting more than $120 is also allowed.
Great idea! Mathematics helps us make decisions in everyday life.
At the end of the lesson, the teacher reviews the important points.
Today we learned that equations use the equal sign, equals, while inequalities use symbols such as greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. We solve equations and inequalities by using opposite operations to isolate the variable. Remember, when multiplying or dividing an inequality by a negative number, the inequality sign changes direction. Now I understand the difference between equations and inequalities.
Math is easier when we solve it step by step.
Excellent work today. Don't forget to practice at home.
Thank you, Miss.
The lesson ends, and the students now understand how to solve one-variable linear equations and inequalities in everyday life.